Hello, my amazing artists. Today I'm going to show you how to draw a three-dimensional box using directional lines and value. You can use crayons, colored pencils, or markers for this project. I have a step-by-step how to draw sheet if you want to screenshot it, that way if you get lost. To start out, you need to pick one color that you're going to use for your box. I'm going to pick red. You start off drawing just a dot. Then directly across, we're using the horizontal plane, you're going to draw another dot. You're going to put your finger in the middle of those two dots, and then you're going to draw a dot right on top of your finger and right below your finger. You want to make sure that your dots are close together, because if not, we're going to get an open box, and we do not want that. We want a closed box. So make sure your finger the dots are right below and above, not a large opening. This is important to make it look real. All right, now we're going to start using directional lines. From the top dot, we're going to draw a diagonal line to that dot. We're then going to draw a diagonal line to the bottom dot. You're then going from the bottom dot to the side one, draw a diagonal line, whoops. And then we're going to close the box in by drawing a diagonal line here. All right, so the next thing, we're going to draw two vertical lines coming off of our box. They're parallel. We're then going to draw at the middle part of the box. As you can see, my daughter Allie has jumped ahead. The middle of our box, you need to draw your line right there. The middle of my box is going to have a vertical line, but it's going to be a little longer than these two lines, so make sure it's a little longer. All right, we're going to follow the same direction that this line is going over here. So it's sloping up. We're going to slope up. We're going to do the same thing over here, following this direction of line. We're going to slope up. It's kind of making a V shape. All right, next, we're going to draw two diagonal lines coming off of this dot. We want to make them parallel though, so they're going the same direction. All right, we're going to do the same thing over here, two diagonal lines that are parallel. All right, we're going to follow the direction of this line for the top. So you can trace it and then follow along. That's making the top of our box. As you can see, Miss Desch kind of messed up some, so I'm going to just color over it. We're going to follow the same direction of this line for the top of our box. All right. The next step is you're going to draw kind of an upside down V coming off of this corner. Draw a diagonal line coming off of that corner. A diagonal line coming off of this corner. We're going to keep the same direction lines. This one I'm going to draw making it parallel. This line I'm going to draw the same direction, making it parallel. You now have a three-dimensional or 3D box. We're now going to use shading to give it value. So what you want to do is this box lid, or the top of the box, it's covering part of the box, so it's going to have a little shadow up under it. I would pick a different color than what you're drawing with to create the value. Also, right in this corner, you can see that it's covering up part of the box. What we're doing is we're pretending that the sun is right here, and the sunlight is coming the direction of the box this way. So this side would have a lot of light. This would have some shadow. So if the box is going to create a shadow over here, you would also have somewhat of a shadow up under your box. Think about the shape of the box, because you wouldn't want to create a round shadow if you have a square box. All right. The next thing is you're going to take the color that you had and just color back over your shadows, and then completely color in your box shape. You can add more values by lightly coloring in the back of this box and then going back over it with your color. See how that created somewhat of a shadow? You'll do that for all the rest of your box, but we need to create the inside of the box. If you're going to add something in here, you would not do this step, but if you have something coming out like Miss Desch does, having balloons pop out, you'll see that I drew a vertical line going from one corner to the next. So we just draw a vertical line coming down. And since we're looking at the direction of the sun, this part of your box would have somewhat of a shadow in it. And you would cover back over that shadow with the color you were using to make sure it's creating a shadow. Now, I'm only taking a short time to do this, so I'm sure yours is going to look a lot better. You'll outline some of the lines to make them pop out. And you can go back around like I did when I was taking my time. You can add some shadows to the bottom part of your lid. You can add some more shadows on the sides. It's up to you. If you think this one doesn't look realistic enough, play around with adding different shadows to see if you can make it more realistic. Have fun!